Jake Sully begins his journey as a broken man, both physically and emotionally. A former Marine confined to a wheelchair on a dying Earth where life has lost meaning, purpose, and hope. When he is sent to Pandora to replace his deceased twin brother, Jake does not arrive as a believer, explorer, or hero, but as a tool, a disposable asset for human corporations seeking profit rather than understanding. His early days on Pandora are defined by obedience and survival, as he operates his avatar body like a machine, following orders, collecting intelligence, and reporting on the Na'vi as if they were obstacles rather than people. At this stage, Jake's identity remains fully human, shaped by military discipline, hierarchy, and the belief that strength comes from control and dominance. Pandora overwhelms him at first, not only through its beauty and danger, but through the freedom of movement his avatar body gives him, allowing him to run, breathe, and feel alive again. This physical rebirth creates the first crack in his human identity, as the joy of movement awakens emotions he believed were lost forever. However, Jake still views Pandora through a human lens, measuring it in terms of usefulness and strategy, unaware that the world around him is already observing, evaluating, and quietly testing him. His survival after being abandoned in the jungle is not chance, but the beginning of Pandora's response to his presence, setting the stage for a transformation that will challenge everything he believes about power, loyalty, and identity. Jake's journey truly begins when he is taken in by the Omaticaya clan, not as a warrior or savior, but as a helpless outsider who must earn the right to exist among them. Under Neytiri's guidance, Jake is stripped of human assumptions and forced to relearn life from the ground up, discovering that strength on Pandora is not measured by weapons or rank, but by balance, patience, and respect. Every lesson challenges his instincts, as he learns to listen instead of command, to observe instead of conquer. Through Tsahelu, Jake experiences connection beyond anything possible in human life, sharing thoughts and emotions with animals, and feeling the presence of Awa for the first time, not as belief, but as experience. Despite his growing attachment, Jake remains divided, secretly reporting to the humans and believing he can protect both worlds. This internal conflict defines this stage of his transformation, as his loyalty is split between the people teaching him how to live and the people who gave him purpose. Pandora does not reject him for this, but continues to test him, knowing that true belonging cannot exist alongside deception. Jake's identity begins to fracture, no longer fully human, yet not truly Na'vi, suspended between two worlds moving toward inevitable conflict. Jake's transformation accelerates as his emotional bond with Neytiri deepens, shifting his loyalty from obligation to genuine belonging. Love becomes the catalyst that forces him to confront the truth of his actions, as he realizes that protecting the Na'vi cannot coexist with aiding those who seek to destroy them. His acceptance by the clan culminates in his choice of an Ikran, a moment that symbolizes not conquest, but mutual trust, where Jake earns his place through courage and humility rather than force. For the first time, Jake experiences identity without conflict, living fully as Na'vi in body, spirit, and intention. Yet this harmony is shattered when human forces attack Hometry, turning Jake's silence into complicity and his hesitation into guilt. Witnessing the destruction caused by information he provided, breaks his remaining attachment to humanity's mission. In that moment, Jake's transformation becomes irreversible as he chooses truth over loyalty, responsibility over obedience, and resistance over comfort. He is no longer pretending to be Navi. He is becoming one. Stripped of trust and cast out by the Navi, Jake reaches the lowest point of his journey, forced to confront the consequences of his choices without comfort or protection. This exile is necessary because transformation cannot be completed without accountability. Jake's decision to seek Toruk is not a quest for power, but an act of surrender, placing his life entirely in the hands of Pandora itself. By bonding with Toruk, Jake does not dominate a symbol of fear, but proves his willingness to risk everything for balance. This act restores faith not because it is impressive, but because it is honest. Jake returns not as a savior sent by Awa, but as a leader chosen by circumstance and action. His leadership rejects human tactics of domination, instead uniting clans through shared survival rather than command. At this stage, Jake's human identity is no longer his foundation, but a lesson he carries forward, shaping a new form of leadership rooted in empathy, responsibility, and sacrifice. Jake's journey ends where his new life truly begins, not with victory, but with surrender to who he has become. By choosing to permanently transfer his consciousness into his Navi body, Jake abandons the final tie to his human existence, accepting that identity is defined not by birth, but by choice and responsibility. The battle against humanity is not about revenge, but about survival and balance, and Jake fights not as a Marine, but as a protector of Pandora. When the conflict ends, Jake does not claim glory, power, or authority, but a place within the living system he chose to defend. His transformation is complete not because he changed species, but because he changed values, learning that true strength lies in connection rather than control. Jake Sully's journey is not the story of a man becoming alien, but of a human rediscovering what it means to belong, to protect, and to live as part of something greater than himself, forever bound to Pandora, Awa, and the people who taught him how to see.